Hey everyone, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for being so supportive of our vision to start this Mosaic Minds podcast. It has been such an experience and so fun up to now. I'd just like to ask if you could do a little favor for me. Since we are a newer podcast, the only way for a newer podcast to kind of go up the ranks is to get reviews. So if you've listened to the podcast and you've enjoyed it, if there's anything you've been able to take away from it, if you could please just give us a 5-star review with just a little writing after it. If you can do that, Jason will let Crystal tattoo your name on his face, and songs will be sung about you around campfires for generations to come. Enjoy this episode. Nobody wants to see a naked guy. You know what I mean? Like, girls are beautiful. Guys are, like, gross. You know, like petting zoo. You know, like petting zoo. Like, I'm thinking, like, donkey balls and stuff. You know, like...
Yeah, like, we don't want to see your saggy genitals in photos. Like, especially when we don't know you. Like, the unsolicited pictures are the worst.
What is with that? And what guys think that is... do they think that a girl's going to open that up and be like, I want him? Welcome to Mosaic Minds, the podcast where every episode is a colorful blend of perspectives, ideas, and conversations. Each week, our diverse team of hosts brings their unique backgrounds, experiences, and interests to the table. Mosaic Minds is your invitation to join the conversation to see the world through a kaleidoscope of viewpoints. So grab a seat, tune in, and let the mosaic unfold before you. All right, welcome to Mosaic Minds podcast. To my right is the first lady of the podcast, Crystal, and straight ahead of me is Jason, and my name is Nick. And this is just kind of a trailer we're going to post that just kind of tells a little bit about what our vision is for the show, what we want to try to accomplish, and basically just kind of having a conversation. So I know that when we did some of the interviews earlier, it was asked to me, like what my what was the question? What my vision was, or what inspired me to want to do the podcast.
There you go.
So I just, after we talked and just knowing that we all three have different kinds of backgrounds and different perspectives, the whole idea and where the word mosaic came from was, just putting different opinions and different perspectives into motion about whatever the topic is. So I know that Jason's the man when it comes to networking, and he's going to have a lot of guests for us to interview lined up. I've got some ideas, and I've got a few people that I can invite. I think Crystal also has.
I do.
So I don't know, like what's some of your ideas of what you think that will come out of this show, or what you'd like to see come out of the show?
I would like to see people just, I don't know, maybe we'll just like teach people to think a little bit differently. You know what I mean? Like I think it's going to be more lighthearted, but I think we'll still have a lot of serious topics that'll kind of get people thinking, and I think learning to think a little bit differently is always important.
I think that's a great point, because one of my biggest things, and a lot of people like to talk about how open-minded they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
But open-minded also means that you're open-minded. You're willing to change your opinion, even if it's not the popular one, if someone can present to you a better argument.
Exactly.
Because I know that my opinions on things have evolved like crazy over the years from what they were, 10, 15, 20 years ago.
For me, it's Back to the Future. You like that movie reference, right? 25 years ago, we're just going back to, 2000s. And I like to keep people lighthearted. I like to keep people laughing. I like to say stuff that's off the wall, kind of funny. That's what I'm hoping I can bring to the table. And this is just, it's nice to be able to do it. And it's also nice to have 3 different perspectives from 3 different areas. It's kind of like taking maybe music and kind of mixing some genres together, and it comes out and it's pretty cool, and people have a cool message to listen to. So I can't be more excited. I'm getting cold chills as I'm talking about it. Just kind of being able to do something that I've wanted to do and kind of been off air, if you will, for 25 years, and telling people I'm back on air is just really cool. Just a small part of the show. We're gonna have 3 people that are gonna knock it out of the park and give you some cool and interesting stuff to listen to, and be excited about the next week's cast.
Well, and you also have what they call in the broadcasting industry, right? Because that's your background.
Oh, yeah.
The pipes, right?
Yeah, got to bust them out. I'm trying to do a little bit now, but
He's got the pipes.
Yes, he does.
Used to do some wrestling impersonations, some on-air radio and TV, but it's not about me. What you guys are going to find is we all 3 have unique perspectives. What they bring to the table that's awesome is the stuff that I'm not good at. They're very talented at, and I think for me that's just phenomenal, because anything you do, regardless of whether you can do it or not, it's nice to see someone that's professional and good at that craft.
Well, to be fair, I could probably voice over for Stuart Little or something like that.
There you go.
I'm interested to see what kind of stuff we majorly disagree on.
Oh, me too. I love to disagree.
Fight.
There you go.
But then we can, when it's all said and done, we still can go grab a beer and shake hands. Or
Absolutely.
hug.
Yeah, we're excited because, when you're looking at getting the message out there and stuff, we're just excited to see people jumping in. I mean, I'm seeing the screen flash, and I haven't done a lot of these in my day, but it's nice to see that people are interested. And as we continue to grow, it'll be nice to see, grow all over the country, grow all over the region, and just continue to put out a good message.
Yeah, well, and also, I mean, obviously, on this particular recording that we'll post, you can't see, but we set up a live stream on TikTok mainly to promote this, because we don't really have a whole lot of out. It's brand new. In fact, there's not even a real episode posted quite yet. So so it's the TikTok for Mosaic Minds is just what is it? I think it's Mosaic Minds podcast, and that's also the Instagram. I believe the YouTube is Mosaic Minds podcast. I believe
We'll have all the links up for you guys as you follow. We're just trying to do some teasers and kind of get that out there.
Yes.
So what's confusing to me is with the I always lose because I don't understand whether I'm an X or an O on the social media thing. Actually, that's tic-tac-toe. That's not TikTok,
God.
right?
Hold on.
I was waiting for that.
Bam. So yeah, we gotta throw some humor at you
I'm
guys.
so glad we have the resident guy who has the dad jokes.
Yeah, there you go. So I just appreciate the different avenues that we go and different topics. I think what you guys and ladies will find as we do this is we don't take ourselves too seriously. We're willing to put ourselves out there a little bit for the audience that's behind us. We're going to do a good job. We're going to make it interactive. Any questions or comments or feedback, we're not too prideful. This is our first episode, but honestly, it kind of felt like we were down the road in that path, meaning, I thought it went well. It exceeded expectations, and I'm just, like I said, I'm really happy to be a small part of it.
You don't have to give names or anything, but give me some examples of some of the guests that you're thinking of having on.
Guys, we're gonna flex right out of the gates. We're gonna have 6 arms. We got a young lady that's in the gym twice a day. Not me so much. I'm at the buffets twice a day right now, but I'm gonna get back into it because I'm motivated. But we're gonna have early on in the game. We're gonna have a Hall of Fame sports person. I'm not even gonna give you this sport right now. We're gonna have
cricket.
Someone that was in a movie. We're going to have another sports person with 30 million worldwide players is in my top 2 to 5 maybe in the world as far as visibility. So those are just the first 3 guests. We're going to try to give interesting guests to where everybody's fascinated with the artistic talents that we have in the world, the musical talents, and the sports talents. So I'm going to do as best I can to really plug and segue that comment, Nick. If you're an audience member listening right now, or you have someone famous in your life, or you have someone that would be an interesting podcaster, we really want to encourage you as we start to catalog these episodes and go live and things, give us a referral. The best thing you can do is, hey, here's a friend or a family member that's interested in it. would be excellent for it. They don't always have to be famous, but they gotta be an interesting guest, and
Yeah.
just want to encourage you to do that.
Yeah, once the website is underway, so it's not completely done yet, but the website will kind of be a hub to get to all of this stuff. And if you go to the podcast, should have the social media links on there as well. But you can email us at Mosaic Minds, MOSAICMINDS 37 at gmail.com. If you'd like to promote something and you think you might be a good asset as a guest, or if you know someone that would, that's totally fine. Feel free to email us. We respond to every email. So
Show topics as well, so you may not
Yeah,
have to give
absolutely.
us a guest if you got a show topic. Like I'd like to have a humor topic, or like they have ideas as well that are better than mine probably, but we'll all kind of throw our ring in the hat and make this as interesting and interactive as possible.
yeah, I don't know that this would be extremely family friendly, but I thought about this today. What do you think about, like, it wouldn't be too hard to find. What do you think about trying to find a successful OnlyFans model that could come on, and because I would have some really deep and good questions for them.
I could probably find us somebody.
Could you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I would. There's lots of things I seriously would be curious about. Because I don't think all of them get too crazy. So I think some of them are a
Right.
bit more tasteful, right?
Yeah,
Whatever
it's
that
just
means.
whatever they want on there. I mean, really, some people will just sell their feet pictures. I mean, you do you.
If I could-
whatever works.
If anybody's interested in me starting an OnlyFans to see my feet, please tell me, because good
Nobody
Lord.
wants to see your feet.
I can't imagine. But apparently there's people out there that want to see some guys' feet too, I guess. That's what I hear.
I don't know. I don't think anyone wants to see my feet.
I don't know. I always say, that's why I always tell people that when it comes to the difference between guys and girls and like sexuality and their body and that kind of thing, nobody wants to see a naked guy. You know what I mean? Like girls are beautiful, guys are like gross. Like petting zoo. Like petting zoo. Like
Petting
I'm
zoo.
thinking like donkey balls and stuff. Like
yeah,
they're-
like we don't want to see your saggy genitals in photos, like especially when we don't know you. Like the unsolicited pictures are the
what
worst.
is with that? And
I don't
what
know.
guys think that is?
I-
What
like-
do they think that a girl's gonna open that up and be like, I want him? You know what I mean?
I think they do. Like they think I'm gonna be like, oh, I gotta get me some of that. Like, no.
And I don't think that, I mean, there's an extreme difference in them. So I can't imagine that one would be more pretty
Yeah, no.
than the other, right? Okay, anyway. So,
So
other ideas for potential guests?
I have like a bunch of topic ideas, but I don't know about people. I don't know anybody.
What?
famous.
Yeah. What's one of your topic idea? One of your favorite ones?
Some of my favorite ones. Okay, so I thought it would be really fun to like find like really, really weird and off the wall like TikTok and YouTube videos and like
Make fun of them?
Yeah, and play clips of them.
Like
and-
it. Genius.
We-
To not steal her thunder, just real quick, Nick and I found this article about a guy that literally got a misdemeanor for throwing donuts at his wife. Not saying it's funny, not saying I support it,
Sorry.
but like, hey, was it a half dozen donuts?
Did she get a yeast infection?
Did you throw the X donut? You know what I mean? It's just like there's so many unanswered
Were they
questions,
filled
but-
donuts? Like were they cream filled? Were they empty? Like
Yeah.
Would that increase or decrease the charge?
that's what I want to know. Like
Did you
if
throw
it's
the
full-
box in the trash
if
and then
it's
you
full
just
of the
use the
Bavarian
donuts that were
cream,
stacked
like-
up and throw multiples? I mean, like, how does this go down?
Okay, I'm a little offended that this guy wasted donuts. Like I may be a gym nut, but I love donuts.
Yeah, there are starving kids in China.
Jack's is like my favorite place ever. And I'm giving them free publicity right now because I love Jack's that much.
Yeah, hey, and Jax, we would love to have you as a sponsor.
Right.
So
You feel free to like cater us and like bring us some donuts while we're working.
yeah, I'm
That'd be
keto.
cool.
Unless you got keto.
I'll
going.
eat them. Yeah, and I thought it'd be fun to talk about stuff like parallel universes and weird stuff like that. And maybe funny dating stories, but I don't really have any since I've been married since like the dinosaurs roamed the earth.
Had I have never gotten a divorce, I would have been married since the dinosaurs roamed the earth.
Yeah, I'm not Ross, so
Yeah, thanks. Maybe that's why I like Friends so much.
I think so.
Except for of all the characters, Ross would be the one I would least want to be like.
Right.
Like I'd want to be Chandler.
I was just gonna say I could see you trying to be like Chandler.
Yeah, I would want to be Chandler for sure.
Hit the rewind button 25 years, and me and my buddies were talking about the most minuscule sports we possibly could, like the sailing championship in New Zealand. Not saying it doesn't take talent, but nobody cares, right? Let's talk about events and things. I'm going to bring sports perspective to the table. Some of my topics would be like an old WWF wrestler for 30 years, or a movie star like an A-lister from 30 years ago that's now a B or a C-lister. Let's bring them on and talk shop.
That'd be awesome.
If we could get the WWF wrestler live, can you think that we could get them to put me in a headlock
I was just gonna say you need to like
or
wrestle
arm wrestle you?
I don't know live, but I'm confident with
Wrestle me.
I'm confident with saying that I think I can get somebody that wrestled the Undertaker. I'm not going to tell you the name, but is
he local?
My brother was obsessed with the Undertaker.
5 hours away, but he wrestled the Undertaker. I can tell you that.
Dude, we could go to him if
He's had several belts.
Road trip.
It'd be worth it to get taken down by the guy that took down the Undertaker.
I don't want to commit for him nor drop
Where
his
is
link
this-
in, but I think I can get him. So I'm just going to put myself out there to people. So I'm not afraid to talk with anybody at any time. In real life, this has given me a perspective. But I think my two
Co-hosts.
yes, trying to think of the word.
You called us guests earlier, so
Yeah.
that's why.
There you go. I'm guest of you, right? You guys are the main stars. So, but anyway, I think they'll be able to suggest some people. I look at Nick because I've known him for a little longer in the, the music industry. But to bring a cool guest on that he would think is cool, and maybe surprise him, throw one or two in there. Yourself with the artistic side of the house, I think it'd be so awesome to have like a XYZ person, and I'm educating me on kind of that side, but somebody that's famous, somebody that's local, somebody that's national, somebody that's done something really cool in those industries. I think just would be an interesting guest or
Have a
topic.
couple famous tattoo artists.
There you go.
We could combine that with the paranormal thing and have a seance and bring back some like dead musicians. You know what I mean? Like
Let's bring back
everybody.
Jimi
This is
Hendrix.
Johnny Cash.
Welcome to the
He is
studio.
dead, right? Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
did make a Memphis.
He died right
reference.
after his wife.
You did make a Memphis reference. Like, didn't you live in Memphis? I believe.
That's what they tell me. I don't remember. I was like 2.
I listened to "Walking in Memphis." It's a pretty good song.
Have
you
I
heard
know.
it?
Oh yeah, I've heard it. I just don't like
It's just
it.
it's interesting because it talks about Memphis. So I know it's
Yeah.
off topic, but just trying to give a core.
But
I'm gonna
Elvis
start singing it, and I'm
Elvis
like,
lived
we're
there.
live on TikTok
There
right
you
now.
there you go.
The Walking in Memphis. It's a horrible song.
It is.
That's about as bad as Lady in Red. Those 2 songs.
There you go.
Jeez.
The music reference that I'll throw out is go back about roughly 30 years, give or take a year. Fort Wayne Coliseum, Green Day. I take off my sweaty socks after being thrown over the bar. They X'd my hand one direction, they X'd my hand another direction, and they said if that X becomes a star with the third mark, you're out of here and banned from ever coming back. So I balled up my sweaty socks and hit the drummer for Green Day right on the drum, and he flipped it off, and he pointed his drumstick at me and gave me a big thumbs up because he thought it
That's
was cool.
awesome.
Nice.
So yeah,
We're,
I was adventurous.
so hold
back in
on.
the
So
day.
so they give you a star and then you're banned for life. Well, can't you just wash it? Is it permanent? I mean, like, what do they
It was
tattoo
a
a
Yeah,
star?
I was
pretty hardcore marker.
You know, like-
It was a pretty hardcore marker. Like, yeah, you could
Okay.
go to the bathroom, but their point is you're on the floor, you're getting thrown over the bar. And when I say over the bar, I was over the bar, over the security guards, 3 to 4 feet from stage twice. So the way they look at it is the third time you don't belong back, get out of here at the venue.
That's what I don't understand about the crowd surfers. It's like, dude, don't you know that y'all never get onto stage? Like, it doesn't happen.
Right.
So you can surf all you want, but all you're gonna get is felt up. You know, like
Yeah, like when I was at the Post Malone concert, I was trying to get to the front of the stage, but I didn't see anyone doing that. I was just trying to like bowl over people, but I was way smaller than everybody else. It didn't work.
what was everybody's first concert?
Backstreet Boys. I was a Backstreet Boys nut as a teenager.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Mine was the Beach Boys at Riverfront Stadium. There was 45,000 fans and probably 1,000 beach balls being hit around.
That was my kid's first concert because I took him to see the Beach Boys at the State Fair a couple of years ago.
It was good.
Yeah, and guess who was playing the drums?
Who?
John Stamos.
Oh, you mentioned that. I
Nice.
remember you telling
Yep.
me about that.
I was like, dude, like I don't even really care right now about the Beach Boys, but we're like 100 feet
Like
away from John Stamos, dude.
Right.
John Stamos, Uncle Jesse,
That's amazing.
That's
So
legendary.
random.
Yeah. So my first concert was Ben Folds 5 and Foo Fighters.
That's awesome. I loved Ben.
That was great.
I watched Creedence Clearwater Revisited. It used to be Revival, but Revisited with my wife out in San Diego area, Del Mar. We thought it was a cover band, but it was actually them. That was pretty interesting.
CCR changed their name.
Yeah.
But it's all the same people?
Well, I don't know the story because I'm not a music historian, but I believe somebody's passed away from the original group, so it was kind of the same members. As many of them that are still living, and then they played. This is about 20 years ago.
I have a hard time wanting to go and see a band that, even if they kept the same name, that still play when someone, especially someone really important in the band, has passed away. Like Sublime, I guess they still tour under the name Long Beach All Stars. Is that right? But I mean, how can you have
It's
that?
not the same. I love Sublime, like original Sublime. Huge fan.
Yeah, or Alice in Chains. Like they're Lane. I'm sorry, but I mean, yeah, Jerry Cantrell's awesome, but Lane Staley was Alice in Chains.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the fact that he passed away, and then they still tour sometimes under the name Alice in Chains. I don't know.
They want their money.
Hmm?
They want their money.
I think.
No, I mean I get it.
Yeah.
I just don't know that I would be like, I feel like the people that go and see him, a lot of them probably don't even realize that Lane Staley even died or know who he was.
Right, like if it wouldn't matter to me if it's like a band where I don't really know the people that well, I guess. And
Yeah.
like if I went and saw Alice in Chains, I would have no idea.
I think a band that exceeded expectations live versus radio for me was the Toadies. I know they're a 1 to 2 hit wonder, but they jammed actually in person. And then this is
Is that the one that talks about behind the boat?
Yep.
Behind the boathouse.
Yep.
No idea.
They opened up for White Zombie in Evansville. We drove down there. We forgot about the time change, and we were about an hour late to the concert, so we didn't miss a lot of it. And then in
Wait,
college, go ahead.
Evansville is in a different time zone?
Yeah, northern
Yep.
Indiana and southern Indiana.
I had no idea.
It's because they're west.
Yeah,
they're
there you go.
they're west.
It's kind of the Indiana Kentucky deal is kind of a different time.
so weird.
And then a band that I interacted with, 2 bands. I was in basketball, playing basketball at Vincennes, and there was a couple of stoners that were moving stuff. And they're like, hey, man, our roadie's not here. Could you move some stuff? So I moved some drums, moved some stuff. They quickly knew that I wasn't their typical roadie because I wasn't all that strong, but I worked for them, and it was Three Dog Night and Steppenwolf.
I remember Three Dog Night.
My dad would have loved that. He loves
yeah.
Steppenwolf.
I hung out with them for an hour
Three
on
Dog
their
Night.
truck. They were talking
That's
about all the
awesome.
tours. And then I felt so bad for them because I knew they had some legendary songs, at least a couple. Magic Carpet Ride.
I was gonna say
Steppenwolf.
it wasn't. That was Steppenwolf, right? Yeah.
So anyway, and then I kind of looked at the venue they were in, and I looked at how many people were there shortly before the show started, and I kind of felt bad for them actually because it was their best days were behind them.
Were they skeletons?
Yeah.
Well, I think
Cool
it's
dudes, though.
pretty
Cool
impressive that Mick Jagger is still up there doing his thing in the tight leather pants. Stevie
Isn't
Nicks
it,
is
like, in his
coming.
late- yeah, I know. I want to go so bad.
Yep, she's coming here to where is it? Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd love
she's
to go
still
see
her
Stevie
voice
Nicks.
still, and she's like 170.
I know.
And her voice is still amazing, and
I
she
think-
still has that energy.
sounds exactly the same.
Like I mean, there's still something, even though she's as old as she is, she's still something attractive about her because it's Stevie Nicks. You know what I mean?
That'd be so much fun.
In my world in music, and everybody has their unique taste on the cast, but if you look at a standing the test of time, certain music just does that. Certain athletes do, certain artists do. I mean, we all know the most famous artists. We know those 3 or 4 names, but people that are talented in that and music and basketball, they all have the drive to stay on top of their games. I mean, I can't imagine being 65 and still being athletic. I hope I can, but the reality of it is I've
Being like Jack LaLanne. Remember him?
Oh yeah.
The juicer guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he was on his, I think it was his 70th birthday, he swam across the Hudson River with a boat chained to his ankle.
Yeah.
Pretty badass.
That is something special.
Yeah. His famous quote was, I can't die, it would ruin my reputation. And
I like that.
He has since passed away, but yeah.
I feel that.
Well, we should probably wrap it up because we're going on, this is going to be a trailer and we're going on 25 minutes. I don't know if I'll use the whole thing, but.
Yeah, we might end up talking
So, anybody that's, I think we have one person.
Aw. Well,
popular.
we had more people.
We had a lot.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I guess
maybe
I got
must
bored
have
of us rambling.
must have peed too long. Yeah.
Come
So
back, guys.
for the one person watching,
Thank you so much for being dedicated.
Right?
but yeah, we so mosaic.minds.podcast is the TikTok, since we're talking to TikTok. Okay.
All right.
Out.
Time to go watch the Super Bowl.
Bye, guys.
Hello, friends. This is Nick again. Like I said at the beginning, if you've been enjoying this podcast, or maybe this is your first episode, the very best way that you can support us, besides following us on whatever streaming platform you're on, or subscribing to us on YouTube if you're watching the video podcast, is to leave a review. If you could leave a 5-star review with a little bit of writing after it, it would help us more than you know, because being a new podcast, that's the only way to get your podcast listed more, to have it kind of go up the chain. So if you could just leave us a 5-star review with a little writing after it, then, like I mentioned before, Jason will get your name tattooed on his face, and songs will be sang about you around campfires for generations to come. We'll see you next time.